Enough Said is brought to you by Sheldon Street Pizza. Visit them online at sheldonstreetpizza.com or stop by Sheldon's during your next trip to Lake Orion. Sheldon Street Pizza, the official pizza of Enough Said. And by Fourth Coast Cider Works. Quality craftsmanship, quality hard cider. You can check them out online at fourthcoastciderworks.com or come get a can or a howler at their Canterbury Village location. Not available for anyone under the age of 21. Please drink responsibly. Last Friday, we handed out district championships to a number of teams across the state. Now we head into regionals. This is an exciting week for these kids, but what are some things that kids should be doing to celebrate a district championship?
Well, the term I like to use is have a short-term memory. That means you got to go into your practice week, long after all the other teams now have all checking in their equipment, their season's over. Your season is a new season. It's just beginning. And I think the thing to take into it is to practice the things that you do best and practice the things that got you as a team where you are. And that is not forgetting the little things. Make sure that we're touching on all the little things, all the things that we're doing, your reads, your concepts, your assignments, your blocking assignments, everything, though. You can't leave anything out. And don't overthink it. One of the funniest things that a coach once told me growing up is I remember him telling us as football players, don't think, just react. Do what you have to do on the football field and know your job. You put too much thinking into it, that's when mistakes, I think, can be made. And that also includes coaches. Coaches, it's a magical time. Make sure that your kids appreciate that, but make sure that they don't lose sight of the prize, and that is to get to the end. And basically you can celebrate all season, all off season, once that's over and done. Don't celebrate too long. Get over it quickly. Get back to the basics. Get back to work and prepare for the next opponent.
There's so many great teams out there that are preparing for what they hope will be a run to Ford Field in a couple of weeks, but you still have to do all the things that got you to this point of the season. So what should the mindset be of the kids and the coaches this week as they prepare for Friday night and the regional round of the postseason tournament?
Well, as I just said, you have to take it in. Take in the moment. It's a magical moment. You guys just come off of a magical season. And as I said, you got to put it in perspective. That means you have to concentrate. You have to concentrate at a high level. And as you said, even the interviews, all those things, coaches, I implore you to make sure that you're monitoring these things and keeping tabs on it and not letting it get away. Not letting the moment get away, not letting the moment be outshined by individuals as opposed to team.
What would your message be to the kids as they gear up for this Friday night?
The message is the same. It would be, kids, don't get into reading your own clippings. Don't get into all that's going on around you in terms of your stat sheets and all those sort of things. Those are the kinds of things that can become a distraction. And as you said, always remember what got you to the dance, and that is the guys that are around you, your buddies, your friends, your classmates, your schoolmates. Make sure if you're conducting these interviews, make sure to remember them also.
As we head into Friday night, a lot of kids are going to be super amped for this opportunity because they know that winning a regional championship means you're 2 games away from playing for the state championship in Ford Field. But how can you keep those emotions in check?
One game at a time. You take one game at a time. You cannot think in terms of, as you say, we're 2 games away from the state championship. You got to concentrate on the opponent that's in front of you. Let's concentrate on that game. We get through that one. It's just one more off the schedule. Let's move on to the next week. Let's prepare for it and get ready for it. That's it, Duff.
What was it like to celebrate a district championship with your kids?
It was a monumental, and I think that's kind of where we as coaches failed our kids. You know, we got into the happy moment of it, and it lasted longer than it should. I always had a thing, Duff, at the end of the game, you know, when we win a game, you know, I would go over, shake the other team's hand, congratulate the other kids on a great effort from the opposing team, and Duff, I would walk clean off the field and into the locker room. I let my kids stay out there and celebrate for a few minutes, but after that, it was round them up, let's get them in, let's get them together, get them on the bus, and let's go home. And on that ride home, I always reminded them, guys, tonight is the night to celebrate this victory. Tomorrow we go back to work.
What was your message to them that first day of practice after that district championship celebration?
Let's get back to what we do best. Let's make sure that if we got injuries, let's make sure that we get those things wrapped up and taken care of. Let's make sure we're taking care of our bodies during the week. Let's make sure that we're not staying out too late, doing things like that, as I said, to concentrate on what it is that got us where we are. All those things, Duff, play crucial when it comes down to, I think, the playoffs and a playoff run, because the model we used was one I think Alabama had. They said we practice for 5 quarters, and that's how we approach practice every single day. We'd get in our huddle, we'd break, and I said, guys, how many quarters do we practice for? Every guy on the team, hand in the air, 5 quarters, and that's how we practiced. Hard, we practice precise, and we basically make sure we cover all the bases. I also did that with my coaches before, during, and after practice to make sure that anything that we're leaving out, let's make sure if we didn't cover it today, that we're on it tomorrow.
If you're coaching one of these teams that's playing Friday night for a regional championship, what's your message to them before they take the field?
Focus. Make sure that you stay focused, gentlemen. Let's go out and have fun. Let's make sure that we're not taking it too seriously and have fun. Have fun is what it's all about. We practice for this moment. You practice hard. You practice all season long. You played hard as a team together. Let's make sure now that we don't lose that. Let's stay together. Let's focus. Let's go on up this hill together.
Would you like to hear more lessons from Coach Watkins? Then head to my website, aduffsaid.com. Steve Watkins coached high school football at Pontiac Central for more than 20 years, and some of the lessons that he has learned he has shared with me as a production of my podcast, A Duff Said. If you would like to hear more episodes of A Duff Said, then go to the Podbean app, Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.